Carnation Evaporated Milk presents the George Burns and Gracie Allen Show.
Thank you very much. Well, it happened again today. I just met a fellow on the street, and he said, Mr. Burns, I'd like to get into television. So I said, are you an actor? And he said, no. And I said, well, do you sing or dance? And he said, no. I said, well, have you any talent at all? And he said, not a bit. So I said, what makes you think that you can get into television? And he said, I thought maybe Gracie had a sister. You know, this really burns me up. Everybody thinks Gracie has got everything and that I've got nothing. I got a little news for you. Gracie couldn't do what I'm doing. She wouldn't smoke a cigar if you gave her $1 million. And you'd laugh at some of the questions they ask me. They think actors are different or eccentric or something. Believe me, an actor is just as normal as any person who goes to see a psychiatrist. Although psychiatry does help a lot of people. I know a fellow that had a terrible affliction. He had a goldfish complex. He would sit around for hours and go... And he had to see a psychiatrist. Had to go there every day for a year. And the doctor finally told him what caused it. And now when he goes, he knows why. Incidentally, I've been approached by some of the top psychiatrists of the country. They'd like to take a look at Gracie. For free. I was even offered a television set. They figure that the man that can straighten Gracie out would be bigger than Freud, who was the Clark Gable of psychiatry. But I said no. I love Gracie just the way she is. I've got a brother who's married to a very smart woman. He's got to work for a living. Well, I think it's time now for Gracie and our next-door neighbor, Blanche Morton, to make her entrance.
You know, as I was saying, Blanche, I think Eleanor is the best operator they've got at that beauty shop.
Well, I like the tall, dark-haired girl. The one that's married?
Oh, yes, she's the one whose husband is an elk's wife.
That's the one?
Yes, yes. Yeah. Come on, I'll walk you home.
Anyway, my operator's a very clever girl. I wouldn't let anybody else touch my hair. In fact, you know what she told me today? Women are going to wear their hair longer.
Oh, well, that's ridiculous. I'm already wearing my hair 24 hours a day.
No, Gracie. She meant that... You're right. Mm-hmm. You're right.
My operator told me that Barbara Byer split up with her boyfriend.
No.
Yes, but it serves Barbara right. She shouldn't use that perfume called My Sin if she's only bluffing.
I agree.
Yeah, come on, walk me home. You know, the only thing I don't like about your operator is what she once said about carnation milk.
What'd she say?
Well, she said she gives it to her 3 children.
Well, honey, that means she loves it.
Oh, no, if she loved carnation milk, she'd certainly have more than 3 children to give it to.
But, Gracie, the girl isn't even 20 yet. You can't have children at 9 or 10.
My mother had me at 9:30.
Yeah?
Yeah, come on, I'll walk you home.
Did I tell you what a terrible time I had getting an appointment?
Oh, yes, you know, Eleanor's booked solid, too, this week because all the wives are getting fixed up for the Vanderlip party Saturday night.
Yeah. You and I are going to be wallflowers again because George and Harry can't Rumba.
Well, it ought to be easy for them to learn. It certainly ought to be easy for them to... Remember at the last party how that slinky blonde was dancing with Harry?
Is that what she was doing? I thought she was pressing his suit.
No, they were dancing.
Oh, I don't understand husbands. Before we were married, Harry used to love to dance with me.
Well, George was the same way. You know, he was dancing with me one night in my living room, and my father came in and threw him out of the house.
He did?
Well, yes, you see, my father is a little hard of hearing, and he couldn't hear the phonograph playing.
Oh, I see.
Yes. Well, come on, walk me home.
Yeah. Oh, those courtship days were wonderful, weren't they?
Oh, yes. You know, one night, George came to visit me, and he brought me a bag of jelly beans. And we were sitting on the sofa, and my mother came in and turned out all the lights.
Your mother turned out the lights?
Yeah, she couldn't stand to look at George.
Oh. Well, I'll bet George didn't waste any time when the lights were out.
Oh, I'll say he didn't. He ate all the black jelly beans.
How could he pick out the black ones in the dark?
Those are the only kind he brought.
Oh.
Come on, I'll walk you.
Well, in those days, Harry was full of romance. Now, when he turns out the lights, it means television. Now, we just watch the wrestling.
Oh, I see.
Well, I gotta go fix Harry's lunch. Oh, I've got so much to do.
Well, why don't you fix some bacon and eggs? That's quick and easy.
Well, Harry's not very fond of bacon. I'll give him a couple of strips.
Well, sure. With a floor show like that, he'll eat anything.
Well, I really have a lot to do, Gracie, and I'll talk to you later, huh?
Yeah, all right.
Goodbye, honey.
Goodbye. Well, how do you like that? The least she could do is walk me home.
You know, she's real cute. You know what she said at breakfast today? It said in the paper that the maternity hospital was giving a prize for the first baby of 51. And she said any baby born that old deserves a prize. Then there was another article. This was a real killer.
George!
Oh, pardon me. She thinks I'm in the garden trimming the hedge.